Hi. You can hear my fish tank in the background. I finally got around to cleaning it after over a year, which is a little crazy, but that's okay. Today I want to talk about health again a little bit. I've obviously been suffering from some kind of a disorder that causes my muscles to spasm and just my body to act bizarre. I'm guessing based on, I have some other symptoms, kind of like, the not sleeping too well, and even when I get a lot of sleep several days in a row, I still fall asleep throughout the day, when I'm idle, and sometimes even when I'm not idle, and I get exhausted fairly quickly, so midday I'm dying for a nap. And, by early evening, I'm pretty much ready to go to bed, but I somehow manage to get through. Sometimes I have to take naps several times just to get through. But I'm going to try to start going to bed earlier again, but it's a little hard sometimes because things are a little stressful. But yeah, so that's one of my problems. I'm having sleep problems, and I have frequent headaches, migraines. Less than I used to, because I was before I got diagnosed for sure with high blood pressure, and now I'm on new medication that's helping a lot, but I'm still getting headaches, really bad headaches, and really bad neck aches, especially in the back of my neck. There's like a lump, what feels like to me like a lump back here, but I'm fighting with the doctors to get that MRI, and the MRI might actually find something. But, at this point, I'm hoping somebody will listen to me in June. And I'm hoping between now and then nothing will happen. Let's see. So, a while back, probably in my late 20s, I went on a diet because I hit like 200 pounds, which I'm over that now, sadly enough, but I was 200 plus pounds, and I was like, oh hell no, I need to lose weight. This is not good. I don't like being this weight. I'm uncomfortable and very unhappy. I think I ended up blowing up to 220 in the end. So I went on a diet called the Macrobiotic diet, except my mom and I both went on it, except we modified it a bit. And in the Macrobiotic diet, it's mostly grains, like cereal grains, unprocessed, because everything has to be unprocessed, because things that are processed, they lose their net nutritional value, and adding vitamins, it's not the same thing. You need all natural goodness things. So, grains like rice, oats, and barley, and all those yummy little things that you can make cereal out of. So cereal grains, fruits and vegetables. They usually want you to try to avoid mostly the nightshades, which apparently potatoes are in the nightshades because of there's certain chemicals, and they're too yang, or maybe it's yin. I don't know. I was reading about it yesterday, the exactly what they mean, but mostly it's fruits and vegetables, a lot of greens, and you're supposed to eat legumes with it, like beans. I'm not a huge bean flavor fan. I'm trying to find, if I can find some recipes that I like, that are unprocessed and vegetarian, where I enjoy the beans, then yeah, maybe I'll get into it more. So what we did originally was we ate a lot of rice and barley and some other like grains, and that's probably about 40 to 60% of the diet. Is you really need to eat a lot of grains, and that's fine. You want to eat bread once in a while, that's okay. Just don't eat it all the time, and it has to be grainy and whole grain kind of bread. like whole wheat, or that sort of thing. None of this white crap that's processed to hell and back. Then a lot of greens. Things that are green are very good for you. Things that are green have a lot of vitamins and stuff. You want fruits in your diet as well, because there's a lot of good vitamins in those. And obviously you need something that's got protein in it. So what my mom and I did was we ate a lot of potatoes, even though you're in a true macrobiotic diet, you're not supposed to. But for us, the potatoes were a good source of a lot of different things, and we ate different types of potatoes. But it was a lot of rice, and usually a small green salad, and then potatoes or some other fruit or vegetable, and then we would supplement it with a small handful of trail mix with like nuts and other little fruity things in it. And then occasionally I would have seafood, like tuna fish, or little like unprocessed fish type things. Tuna fish is okay, and I might actually start eating sardines occasionally, because the omega-3s are in the fish. The fat from the fish is actually really good. The omega-3 fatty acids is really good for your body. And they do recommend that in the diet as part of the transition. And I found I couldn't get rid of dairy completely because I wasn't getting enough. I guess it's probably because I'm not eating the beans, because I haven't found a way to make the beans taste good to me. I'm still fighting that, because I do like some beans. I like black-eyed peas, and the green split peas are okay, and there's another one that I actually kind of like. It's very tasty, but I have to be in the mood for it. But I definitely want to look around and find out if there's some kind of really good bean recipes that I can try, and maybe I can make the beans taste really good. I can try. But yeah, I did add some dairy, especially if you're going to eat grains as a cereal itself. It tastes really good with the grains, and I don't like soy milk, so they couldn't leave me, because again, it's a bean, and it's a bean flavor, and I'm not a big bean flavor girl. So yeah, I did have to keep drinking milk. And I do like cheese occasionally, but I've used it very sparingly. And yogurt. Yogurt has those little bacteria that your insides need. Especially need those bacteria if you are eating a primarily vegetarian diet. So yogurt's very important, at least in my opinion. So therefore, yeah, I personally cannot live without the dairy, because that is a great source of calcium. There's some other vegetables, which I'm going to start experimenting a little bit with, that do also have the calcium in it. It's not very many though, so I have to really start doing more research about what vegetables, because I was very limited originally as to what I was eating, and I want to branch out. And occasionally I would eat white meat, and once in a blue moon, we're talking, oh my gosh, like super blue moon, every few months, I would eat red meats. Since I'm not a big fan of it all the time, and I also feel better when I don't eat a lot of red meat, I'm actually thinking that's going to be a good plan, is to stay away from the red meat again for a few months. So when I was on this diet for an entire year, I lost 60 pounds. I looked amazing, I felt amazing, and I was doing great. I took on a lot of responsibilities because I was going to school full time, and I was working part-time, and I did a lot of extracurriculars, and I was helping out doing a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, somebody was sick, and when I was doing costume maintenance for a show. And because I wasn't getting enough sleep, and I basically overdid it. I had entirely too many things going on, and I wasn't getting enough sleep. You know, full-time schedule, full-time everything. I was running. And someone was really sick. So my immune system was compromised, even though I was very healthy. And that person was super sick. They had mono. And now, so imagine this. As a costume maintenance person, I have to repair costumes and wash costumes that are sweaty and disgusting. And usually when I got to the costumes were still wet. So you can imagine the virus was still on them. And you know, I'm putting the clothes in the washer and you don't think about it, but you know, you should wash your hands. But sometimes if your eye itches or your nose itches or your mouth itches, you know, and you're standing there next to sweaty, disgusting costumes, and you know, some of those costumes I just had to steam them and then spray them with Febreze. So if I'm steaming a costume that's sweaty and disgusting, right, to try to get all the wrinkles out and make it look nicer, I'm bringing the virus up, and it's coming, and I'm breathing this stuff in. Not to mention touching the costumes and then itching my nose or something without thinking about it, or itching my eye, or you know, doing something like that because I'm tired, you know, or I have to put something in my mouth temporarily, and you know, sewing with or whatever, and, you know, quite easily the virus got in, or the virus could have been on any one of the desks I was, you know, sitting at during my classes. Anyway, the point being, I ended up with mono, and I somehow got off the diet after that, which probably was the biggest mistake of my life. I probably should have stayed on the diet. So I am really sick now. So my thought is, this was many years down the road, probably about 10 years, 10, 11 years. This week into next week, I'm eating up all the things that are processed and that are macrobiotic, and I'm putting myself onto the diet at the same time, which means that my calorie level is going to be a little higher than it should be, but once I'm purely on the macrobiotic diet, I should do well. It's going to be a gradual change. It'll probably take a month or two before I'll start seeing results, so probably about 4 to 6 weeks before I start seeing some results. But I'm hoping that the macrobiotic diet will start give my body the strength and the power it needs to start healing and fixing my problems. Now look at my face. It's round and poofy. I'm going to start drinking a lot more water too, and I'm hoping that my haggard and round and poofy face and my extra poofy body will start looking a lot better in the next 4 to 6 weeks. I may try to do a weekly checkup, so we'll see how this goes. So look forward to doing more videos soon. Sorry this one's so long. I'm just me.